Hey guys, end of the market update. I won't touch too much on global macro just because I did quite a bit of that yesterday. If you missed the video, check the email or the website or the YouTube channel. Today was tough. I'm going to highlight kind of why sometimes this happens. So I had a nice day yesterday, and today just did like $700 is all, and did a lot of trading, a lot more than I wanted. But there's a few lessons here in the beginning of the day. So the easier money to be made was short. And then we did have a secondary cycle that was pretty good. And I ended up long and missed out on even more on the NASDAQ when I was back short S&P. Probably should have been short both. And anyway, it was kind of choppy. I tried to play along, and then we actually had some follow through late in the day versus it was a little bit choppier off the open. So I'm just going to highlight what that looks like. All right, so on the left is S&P. I'm just going to start from how they opened, because that's really where we started day trading. Again, I went over the bigger picture thoughts. I mean, on a core position, we were signaling shorting yesterday a little bit in S&P and the Russell, so you got a chance to cover that a little bit today. So there was some money to be made in swing time frame between yesterday and today, just like Friday off the lows into yesterday. So we've had a little bit of a, down, up, down type of back and forth action. And this is all playing out right here in the NASDAQ, right around this area I talked about yesterday. So the market's actually still in a cautionary, slippery slope type of environment. And I just had to test the chart up, so I might as well talk about it. Can't really catch a bid. That's a bad print on that candle. But if you don't hold this area, there's plenty of room to slip back into 500 and going to put the bulls on the ropes for a while. It's been a long uptrend without any significant pullback. So if that happens, that's going to pull on S&P. It's going to pull on tech. So there's a lot of, even the Amazon, the Apple, there's a lot of markets that look similar. They're in a similar spot. Doesn't mean they can't hold. And what we keyed off of yesterday and today and continue to do is watch the VIX. So the VIX hasn't broken out yet. So I didn't expect a huge down move just because we couldn't get even above 25 on front month futures. Once you get above 25, this is a level to watch into tomorrow. Then you're going to actually start to make higher highs in vol, which is, again, that'll be breaking down S&P to lower lows. Just another way to visualize that. That's the optics on what we're looking at tomorrow. So back to the day trade stuff. Where do we open? 30. Okay, so I recapped this with the group in the room this morning. Is when you get, sometimes when you come in from a low, which actually this was the low from London. So you had a pretty good move up. And then even from this 830 low, we moved to a new high. And this is kind of where you open the market. So when you come after the move like that, after an hourly cycle, after a 30-minute cycle, after 8-9 candles up, it's rare that you just open and keep going. I mean, so there's a lot of times you're going to back and fill into that zone. So I ended up buying NASDAQ. Try to bring the same time frames up for you guys. So buying NASDAQ here into this pullback. And then I bought a little bit at Pi. Now the thing that was a little bit tricky about this trade off the open this morning was bought the NASDAQ, then shorted S&P just to have the other side of it, right? And first we had a drop, but you held Pi. So we had actually, you had the S&P bounce, and then the NASDAQ didn't really do much, right? And it actually dropped through Pi. So it tested the bulls. It kind of was out of the money, and you had to be patient. But then we got the secondary drop on S&P, and this is where you wanted to get busy and add. And we had several covers on the low. And there's a lot to do. This is even the 5-minute chart, but there's a lot to do on a 1 minute chart, on the tick chart, you can see we were pretty busy. And so the point is that even though you take a long with a decent edge, well, what I was going to say is that this low broke, which kind of changed this trend picture. But it's rare when you break the bands and the pivot low, which happened to be the TMS, that you have pi like really right next to it. Usually pi would be like down here, a little bit more distance. So between there and then in the London low, we were kind of, NASDAQ was a little bit in no man's land as I saw it, as we saw it. So this was more calculated. This was very textbook. We were talking about a wall concept today. You failed it halfway. Boom, there's your lower high. So the short side, that's where the short side of the NASDAQ, you would have got paid today. Much easier. And then you had another 30-minute cycle, swing line set up, failed right here, good as short, sold into this bounce. You had another wall to play off of, failed it halfway, boom, and then you get the follow through. So that was where the money was to be made in equities today. And then, like I said, I ended up getting a little bit long, coming out of some, and just kind of carrying a small long around a lot today, and still made money, because if you had just traded, whether it would be S&P on the long side, or worse, the NASDAQ, and you weren't, like, if you got long here and you didn't want to pairs trade, you have to stop, flip, and get short into that bounce to make money in this move. If you were buying the lows all day today, you would have got crushed, because by the time you start your morning being a bull all the way to here, no. And then you're not really sitting through this cycle by the time you get down there. But what I teach, and what the room did pretty good today, was being short S&P heavier during this drop. And then actually I made money on the way up on the NASDAQ, because I could sit through it, and we actually went contrarian long right down here with the cycle. And then you can make money there. What I screwed up in the rest of the day was getting a little bit long here, NASDAQ late. Instead of, I was short at one point right there, then I got long, and then I'd hit S&P harder over here. And I was like, maybe I hedged that with NASDAQ, and it would have been easier to be short right on that break. I mean, I sold S&Ps with it. I was heavier S&P. But I just dragged around along too much today. But my point is, like, you can do that when you're playing the other side well. So I made more money on both of these today, both of these cycles, and this one on the up here, than I did dragging some around at a loss. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe you guys learned something from that. Here's these two cycles. Here's S&P making money. See how I'm very light here? I sold a couple lots there to start. Didn't even touch it till up here, till at the end of the cycle. 30-minute cycle comes back up. Then I started fading S&P. Boom, make some money. Make some more money. So that was the two moves there. And then you can see here, I'm just fighting the NASDAQ a little bit too much, more than I'd like. Made money on the bounce. Probably would have made more money. Actually, I was up probably twice the amount there on the day, if I would just call it a day. And then the aggressive move would have been short NASDAQ there and or there. And then it would have made money here and here and here. Oh, well, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get stuck on the kind of fighting something. It wasn't exactly a runaway down move. Like I said, the VIX didn't even get above 25. At some point, if this would have continued lower, it would have been a bigger day as far as profitability. But sometimes it gets a little choppy. It's not clear. You end up getting a little bit too contrarian, and you just got to learn to try to stay with the immediate trend and work that position more frequent, bigger size, and that will help you drag around something that's going against you. Guys, if you like this video, till Tuesday, tonight at midnight, till Tuesday. Tonight at midnight. JenkinsCM.com if you guys want to save the most on the courses and the coaching for. I'm only going to accept enrollment through this first week in March, and then it's going to go back to the full price. So if you want any of the discounts, you got to act by Saturday. But if you get it done here by this evening, you'll save another $250. But you go to memberships, and I'm giving away all the courses. So all the Forex, the cycle work, options, the whole directional model. Come to the trading package. All right. So there's all the courses. And access to the options team, which is where I'm doing all our swing trades and long term. That's the actual group setting in Symphony in the team room. So it's $8,000 in value, guys, for $750. And then if you want to do the coaching also, you can just do the courses and learn on your own. If you want to trade with me live and me work with you and work on the mental aspects of trading, just all the stuff that goes into it, and just piggyback on my experience, both real time and then just whatever it is you need to work on. Every trader is different. Some of you are hung up on different things, but sign up by tonight, save an extra $250 for doing so. It's $1,248 for the coaching and the trading courses. And then, like I said, I go up to $1,500 through Saturday, and then the rest of the month and whatever through April is all going to be back to this $3,000 price. So huge savings. I want to get you guys in before these markets start to break in the spring, and my schedule is going to be a little bit different this summer. So that's that. Hope you guys had a great day. I'll catch you in the morning. But don't forget too, if you're interested in the crypto room, I'm doing updates there also. So just go to that same membership page. And then I'm in trading vol too. And it doesn't seem like very many people have been interested in that. Maybe I need to do a different video. But this is still the highest consistent. We get the most results trading vol, just between the VIX options, futures, and you can trade the mini futures on the VIX now, and then trading like UVXY. But you also can use these same techniques to trade the S&P. So if like you're taking long NASDAQ yesterday, it would help to be having a little bit of a vol position on, because you can trade both sides of that, make a little bit of money while it ebbs and flows back and forth. You can hedge your long tech trades via the VIX. So that's those two programs also. And then the options ads, that's included in the trading package. So no need to sign up for that right now. All right, guys, have a good one. Talk to you.